Hello, this is Ashee from Crafting with Ashee and welcome to this video. Thank you for joining me today. This is the card I have to share with you. It's using the Cheerful Daisies stamp set and I love it. It's just such a pretty card. I love daisies, as you know if you've been watching my channel. They're one of my favourite flowers. I have a very close link to them because they were always in my grandmother's garden and I love my grandmother to bits. So here's another lovely daisy card and I'm really happy with the way it turned out. So let me show you how I made it. Let's bring in all our goodies here. So this is the stamp set, Cheerful Daisies, and we're going to be using these outline images, these three here, and the stems as well. So let me set that aside. I've got everything on my block. Now I did stamp too many of these last time, so I've got one spare little flower, but I still need to stamp two bigger flowers. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to stamp in Memento Tuxedo Black because I'm going to colour in using the Stampin' Blend alcohol markers. So I'm going to have one of these, and I'm just stamping on a scrap piece of basic white. And then I want another one. Whoops. There we go. Set that aside, and I'm going to bring in my centre. And I'm just going to stamp this sort of in the centre there. There we go. Okay, and then I want some stems. So let's stamp 1, 2, and then we'll see whether we use those or not. I'm not sure whether I'll just stamp straight on the card or not, but I have the option then. Okay, let's get rid of that and bring these in, and we're going to colour these in, yes, I said, using the Stampin' Blend alcohol markers. And I've got them here, and I'm going to be using Daffodil Delight and Pumpkin Pie for the flowers, and then I'm going to be using Mossy Meadow, and I'm using another one called Pecan Pie. So I'm going to start colouring and I'll see you at the end. Okay, so let's colour our little daisy in, and I'm going in here with my darker colour, and that is my Daffodil Delight. I'm just going with the darkest one and adding the details, and then I'm pulling it out with a little bit of my lighter colour, as you can see here, and then I'm going back with my darker. I'm just going backwards and forwards until I achieve something that really feels good to my eye, and then I'm going back again, as I said, back and forth with the lightest one here, just a little bit. And then I've got my Pumpkin Pie. I'm using this out to really deepen the colour just here in the centre of the flower, and then blending that out. I'm actually using here the lighter Pumpkin Pie colour, and then just finishing it off with a little bit of light Daffodil Delight until I've achieved just, it's easy to put more colour down, but it's not easy to take away, so you just want to build up the intensity until you're happy with something you find. Just adding some Pecan Pie for the centre of our little daisy, dark and light, just to give it a real definition. Okay, so I coloured in all my images. Where's the other one? Here it is. I did one on camera, I did the other ones off camera because they were all the same. And then I cut them out using the matching dies, which are these ones here. So I used this die and this die here. You can see you get a huge amount of dies, and you'll see I've used these already in quite a few projects, and I'll link those at the end of this video. So we have there our little flowers cut out. Let's bring in our pieces. I've got here a piece of just a little panel of basic white, and I don't know what this measures, 8 centimeters by roughly 12. It's not precise. And I've got here some balmy blue ink, and somewhere I've got my blending brush, but it's decided, here it is. Sometimes you can't see these things for looking, and I'm just going to blend some colour so it's not so stark white. And I'm just going to blend sort of where the flowers are going to be. So if I look at my flowers here and bring them in, say they're going to be like that, then I know roughly I want to be here and here. So let's bring in some more here. I'm just building up the colour. That will do, I think, just maybe a little bit more at the bottom. There, that will be fine. Not a perfect blend, but I wasn't going for that. Okay, so close up our ink pad and set that aside. And then I'm going to bring in that stem. I've decided I'm just going to stamp it straight on my card the way I did before. So I'm going to just sort of see where my flowers are going to go again. And then I'm going to want my stems roughly somewhere there. Somewhere there. So let's stamp our stems. And another one there. I'm not being extremely precise, as you can tell. Just like that. Most of it's going to get covered up by the flower anyway. I'm going to add a little colour to it though, so I'm going to use my Mossy Meadow Stampin' Blend alcohol marker. And I'm just going to add a little colour, just with one colour. I'm not going to blend anything. It's too small an area for that. I'm just going to add a little bit of colour so it doesn't look so black. Okay. So set those aside. I'm going to bring in my Tombow, and I'm just going to put a bit of Tombow on the back. And how did we have these? We had one sort of, I'm going to have it going off the edge here. And the other one maybe like that. I like that. Just putting a bit of glue in the centre so the rest of it can fold up as well. I like that. Almost don't need another flower, but I think I'll have it. 3 always looks better. I'm going to pop this one up on dimensionals. So let's find a dimensional. Here we go. And another one. Making all my papers go everywhere. And do you like daisies? What are your favourite flowers? My absolute favourite flower, of course, is the tulip. And we've had some lovely tulips here this spring. And I've got dozens and dozens of tulip pictures. But I do like daisies as well. So that's what we've got so far. I like that. What do you think? I think I'm just going to add a bit more blending though around the base here. Now that I've got my thing in place. Just want to add a bit more. Yeah, it's a bit more balanced. Okay, maybe a bit more up here. And this is when you haven't stuck everything down. It's great, you can go back in with the blending tool. Okay, lovely. Actually, keep this open. Remove the blending tool. Now I'm going to bring in some of my sponge daubers here. I'll use a bluey one, which I think this one is. And I'm just going to sponge the edge of my cardstock as well. Just move this flower aside. Just to give it a little border. I always like to have borders and mats on my things. I think it helps focus the eye on the centre, on the focal image when you've got a frame, a border, an end point. Okay, so that's what we've got so far. So let's bring back our card base. Card base is thick basic white. That's a standard A6 card base. That's an A4 sheet cut in half and then folded in half. And then I've got a piece here of pecan pie cardstock and pumpkin pie. And they're just a bit larger than our mats. And I'm going to just arrange these however I want them. So I'm going to start off with, I think, a pumpkin pie. I want this as quite a cute angle if I can. So I'm going to fit it on, and then let's put a bit of Tombow in the back, and this will give me the wriggle room to get it to the position I want it. Okay, and obviously needs to stay on the paper, but I wanted quite an angle. And then we're going to put our pumpkin pie down again at another angle. So let's do that. That's great. And then we're going to put down our focal point. And this one I'm going to try and get straight, which is not always easy when everything else isn't. But we're going to try. Anyway, something like that. Okay, and then finishing touches, I've got these rustic metallic dots that are here. I'm just going to scatter a few around. So, this one's trying to make the great escape, but come on. Okay, let's get him on the card before he can go anywhere. There's one there, and then we're going to have the third one. Where shall we put it? I think over there will do. Okay, so there are the two cards. I hope you like them. If you do, I'd be grateful if you could give it a thumbs up so YouTube know. And please don't forget to subscribe to future videos. If you want more information about the project, measurements, supply list, etc., it's all on the blog post on my website. And the links to that and all my social media links are in the description box below. So thank you again, and until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye.